Without a doubt, road safety is a priority for Jamaica, and I am reiterating this as Prime Minister and Chair of the National Road Safety Council.
That was Prime Minister Andrew Holness committing his administration to road safety at the 4th UN Global Road Safety Week in 2017. Since then, a new Road Traffic Act has been passed. There's been significant improvement to the nation's road surfaces, safety features have been installed, as well as the utilization of GIS technology and closed-circuit televisions for better traffic management. As we observe the 5th UN Global Road Safety Week for the next few days, we urge you to join the government by taking care on our roads. Your favorite magazine program continues after this short break.
So time is money.
Easy driver. Why no minimum man and taxi driver drive so bad?
Why him have to drive so hard? Me not gonna make you kill off me and me pick me them.
One stop driver. Make her come off this bus. Me say stop.
Me coming with you. The rest of you not take chance in the life. Lord of mercy. That could have been us.
And look how we want the money.
Passengers, your safety is in your hands. Say one-stop driver and get off if the driver is speeding, overtaking recklessly, and not obeying the rules of the road. Don't give away your life. It is too precious.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, May 6. The Ministry of Education will be taking steps to provide alternative arrangements for CSEC Visual Arts students at Seaforth High in St. Thomas, following a fire at the institution on Saturday. The early morning fire destroyed the Visual Arts Department and other sections, including the Technical Drawing, Cosmetology, and Building Technology departments, which suffered water and smoke damage. The school-based assessments, SBAs, of 28 students doing CSEC this year were also destroyed. In response, the Education Ministry says attempts will be made to ensure that the students are not disadvantaged. CXC also has protocols in place for treating with students who may have been affected by the disaster. A second national insectary has been opened, strengthening government's ability to reduce the spread of vector-borne diseases such as dengue fever and the Zika virus. The first insectary was opened at the University of the West Indies Mona campus last year and is now joined by another at the National Public Health Laboratory in Kingston. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says it will be used to train the ministry's vector control officers and facilitate multi-agency research and partnerships.
Which allows us, in very simple form, to collect data on that vector, the mosquito, that is the source of our disease transmission.
The Health Ministry partnered with the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, to establish the insectary. It is part of the USAID Zika AIRS project, ZAP. Dr. Tufton says government will be pursuing legal intervention to ensure that the impact of initiatives such as ZAP is not undermined by residents failing to take responsibility for their personal environments.
Because there is a law that says if you are a nuisance to your neighbor, and that includes harboring breeding sites, then you can be cited under the law. It's a little played tool because we don't want people to think that we're being draconian. But frankly speaking, if citing someone will reduce the threat of these viruses and indeed save a life, because we have lost lives from persons who have been infected. And to my mind, it is well worth it.
Major infrastructure upgrades will be undertaken at the Seaview Gardens Health Centre in Kingston as Massy Distribution Jamaica Limited commits $3 million over 3 years to the project. Massy has adopted the facility under the Ministry of Health's Adopt a Clinic program, which encourages private individuals and institutions to help government upgrade and maintain primary healthcare facilities. The company's adoption of the Seaview Gardens Health Centre will also facilitate the purchase of clinical and other equipment. In addition to the residents of Seaview Gardens, the health centre also serves persons from White Lane, Henley Road and Spanish Town Road.
The benefits are obvious. You're going to get resources that will expand, add new features, add new facilities, equipment, replace old equipment, and clearly what that means for the people and for the staff is that they'll be better able to administer the work that is required.
Infirmaries across the country are now better equipped to sterilize their medical instruments, as a dozen new autoclaves have been bought. Autoclaves are used to sterilize surgical and laboratory instruments and pharmaceutical items, among other medical apparatus. The equipment were bought at a cost of $9.3 million with money financing from the National Health Fund, NHF. Speaking at the handover ceremony on Friday, Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie said the autoclaves would greatly assist in safeguarding the health of the infirmary's residents and clients.
Today we are going to present all our infirmaries with a brand new autoclave.
The acquisition of the autoclaves is among a raft of measures being implemented by the local government ministry to improve the conditions of the country's infirmaries. By year-end, all the facilities will be outfitted with closed-circuit television cameras, standby generators, industrial dryers, and additional washing machines and mattresses. Education, Youth and Information State Minister Alando Terrelonge says regulations governing the adoption of children in state care will be amended in order to speed up the process. He was speaking at the recent Child Protection and Family Services Agency CPFSA Field Services Conference held at the Iberostar Rose Hall Hotel in Montego Bay. Minister Terrelonge says that among the recommendations put forward is to ensure that children who have been neglected, abandoned, or abused by parents, guardians, or caregivers become eligible for adoption within a year of being placed in a facility.
The minute you start to abuse those children, the minute you abandon them, the minute you neglect them, that is the very same that you have abandoned your parental rights. And it is time that we address that as a society.
He is urging citizens to be vigilant and pay special attention to instances of child abuse and children acting out of character. And finally, the Ministry of Sport has committed $2.7 million to facilitate the hosting of the 2019 CPL T20 Series in Jamaica. The Sports Development Foundation is also providing support up to a maximum of $10 million in cash and kind. Sport Minister Olivia Grange says her ministry will also be supporting the Talawas on a more long-term basis. She made the announcement at a recent news conference called by the Talawas at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. She revealed there that the Jamaica Urban Transit Company has also agreed to a discount on transportation services during the period of the matches, while other negotiations are taking place to result in other tangible support. This year, the CPL will take place from September 4 to October 12. The Talawas will be playing 5 home games at Sabina Park in Kingston. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
They were heading home, playing in the streets just like they always did. When
I'll see you again.
My name is Sheldon Bell. I barely survived. My friend, she didn't. I'm now much more careful on the road. You should be too.
road users, obey road rules. Walk, drive, and ride with care. Remember, road safety begins with you.
Government has been working with the private sector to increase road safety with children in mind. Get some well-needed information about the X Marks the Spot School Crosswalk campaign next.
Over the past 5 years, more than 120 children have lost their lives on our nation's road. In addition to this, countless children continue to suffer from injuries that are directly related to traffic crashes within 100 meters of school zones over the past decade.
But steps are being taken right here in Jamaica to change that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. At the Hazard Primary School we go. And using the pedestrian crossing is what we know. It's no show. Walking in a row is a good flow. But using the cell phone on the road is a big no-no. Using the sidewalk is a great start. It will prevent shattered body parts.
Hazard Primary School is the first of 18 schools selected under the X Marks the Spot School Crosswalk campaign. And this is a collaboration with UNICEF Jamaica and FIA Foundation. And we selected Hazard Primary through our Child Road Safety Assessment research and report, which was recently published. And we've identified the vulnerabilities where children who are journeying to and from school face several challenges getting to school.
To reduce the vulnerabilities and the challenges faced by the over 600 students at this Clarendon-based school, a number of infrastructural upgrades were carried out.
The Hazard Primary School was selected for this infrastructural upgrade, which includes a pedestrian crossing, bus lay-by, and the sidewalks to ensure the safety of the children attending this school.
As it is now, they're already practicing, learning to use the walkways and the crossing, and the wardens are there to start to help them cross the street. And I mean, overall, it's going to ensure that the children are a little bit safer.
When the cars are bringing the students to school, they normally come over on the sidewalk where we are supposed to walk. So now we have the sidewalk that we can walk on, that they cannot come over on the sidewalk and kind of hurt us or anything.
And that's not all. The school will get a facelift with beautiful artistic designs done by student volunteers from the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts.
We approached Edna Manley because we wanted to bring a little excitement to the project, so we thought art is a good way to spread messages. It translates well on social media because it gives us good visuals. We didn't want to take stock images, we wanted young people's ideas, and so we approached the school and they said sure they would be interested, and so they came up with these designs. These are their designs and the designs that will go on the sidewalk leading to the crosswalk. So they were interested, they came up with their designs and they're here painting away, and they will be working with us on all of the schools as we go forward.
To conclude phase 1 of the project, 2 other schools will receive similar road infrastructural improvements. And before you know it, it will be time for phase 2.
Over the next 3 years, we will be carrying out this work in 15 other schools on a phase 2 of X Marks the Spot.
The projects cost approximately $1 million and was made possible by a number of sponsors.
I just want to say thanks to Jane Foundation and UNICEF for their effort and the support and seeing the importance of having this crossing section at the school gate that I know will benefit the students tremendously.
When parents are assured that their children will get to school safely, they will be more contented, and the children themselves will be happier knowing that they'll be safe.
Protect yourself from the flu virus. Visit your nearest health center or doctor to get the flu vaccine. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water or by using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid the spread of germs by not touching your eyes, mouth, or nose. And be sure to regularly disinfect surfaces and objects that are used often. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
On Wednesday, we celebrate the men and the women who form the foundation upon which this great country is built. Yes, we're honoring our teachers and the important role they play. Take a look.
Jamaica is becoming numb. We are bombarded with all kinds of savagery and dastardly acts that the level of sensitivity which would spur the nation to stand up and say no more, that sensitivity, that edge is being dulled, and we're becoming more accepting. It is the teachers who will have to draw the line in the sand and defend our moral standards. Because each time someone is murdered in a community or a child is killed, and then children start to become accustomed to this, there is a devaluation in the importance of life. And if there is no reinforcement of the importance of life, then we continue to slide down this very slippery slope. So teachers have to have in them, and principals in how they structure their schools, programs to reinforce these very important values. You have to care. When everybody else is giving up, you cannot give up. More than the lessons you deliver and the instructions you give in the classroom, you cannot give up on our children.
"70 distinct dolls, each telling a different story about the unique customs and beliefs of the Japanese people."
In this week's edition of the Arts Page, we welcome you to the Dolls of Japan, Shapes of Prayer, Embodiments of Love.
The National Museum, in partnership with the Embassy of Japan, has opened up the Dolls of Japan exhibition at its 10 to 16 East Street location in Kingston. It's to help Jamaicans develop a greater understanding and appreciation of Japanese art and culture. Japanese dolls have formed part of everyday life in that country since ancient times. Some are traditional dolls, which represent children, warriors, heroes, fairy tale characters, and gods. Others are symbolic of seasons and festivals and are much more than playthings.
What we have in this space is Inamatsuri, which is a celebration of Girls' Day in Japan, done on the 3rd of March. This is to celebrate femininity, to celebrate health and wealth for females, and it is also to celebrate girl power. Now we have here are the Emperor and the Empress. They're put on the top tier of the red velvet tier. Then you have the Mistress in Waiting and also the ministers at the bottom. Now, our Japanese intern Asusa from JICA, she'll tell you more about Inamatsuri and the other dolls that we have on display here.
So first doll is Hina doll. Hina doll is beautiful empress and emperor. Every Japanese family have these Japanese doll and decorate for the girls. We always have 7 steps like this, and we put on red carpet, and every family can purchase from artisan some company in Japan. So it's a little bit expensive, but many family buy it, and we eat small pink dumpling and sing together, and we celebrate the girls' happy life. 明かりをつけましょうぼんぼりにお花をあげましょう桃の花五人林の笛太鼓今日は楽しいひな祭り This is celebrate boys, and we have a boys festival at May 5th. So every family decorate this and celebrate boys. The boys festival celebrate boys masculinity and health. So they have looks like a samurai and sword, but he is a little boy. So it is celebrate boys' health and should be strong and healthy boy. He's in the old story for the children. He always with animal, bear and some strong animal, and he play with animals, and he is a symbol of the strong boy in Japan. This artifact called as kokeshi, it is minimal types of Japanese dolls. They don't have hand, they don't have neck, and they don't have feet. And I'd like to show this one. This one has a red leaf. It indicates the autumn. There are many seasonable kokeshi is there. It is made by wood and carving and sometimes painted one. This artwork called battle paddle hagoita. This is hagoita is used in the Japanese, called as a Japanese badminton, and it is girls play girls toy and use badminton, and they have a small stage and many layer of the silk fabric. So it is so beautiful, so we can't touch anything. So just looking and just decorate as an ornament.
The Dolls of Japan is a traveling exhibition, which means that it will be visiting other countries across the world. Before coming to Jamaica, the exhibition was on display in Guatemala, and after leaving Jamaica, it will travel to the Dominican Republic, then to another 130 countries. But if you have not seen it yet, you still have some time before it leaves.
It's going to be here until June 28th, so we implore you to come on out.
Road safety is everybody's business. Watch as Acting Senior Superintendent Courtney Kubri shares some common road rules for all categories of road users.
Pedestrians, it is only safe to cross this designated part of the road if you follow the road rules. Never attempt to cross before the indication is given, and do not try to beat the oncoming traffic which has the green light.
You have overhead bridges, and overhead bridges are safe areas that are provided for pedestrians to cross. What we are seeing are pedestrians dashing across dual carriageways and then leaping over concrete medians. That is a no-no. We have had persons who have lost their lives doing that. And I am now appealing to pedestrians to do the right thing and access the overhead bridges that are provided in order to save your own life.
Where there is no overhead bridge or crossing sign, use the pedestrian crossing with caution. Monitor the lights and cross when it's safe to do so. That is a dangerous practice and a 99.9% chance of this happening.
The amount of kinetic energy that comes on your body, that is going to determine whether or not you survive.
There are several signs. Road signs are the language of the road. You have informational signs, directional signs, warning signs, and you have enforcement signs. Enforcement signs are erected upright or those that are drawn on the road surface. For example, you have stop sign, one-way sign, and it points in the direction where the one-way is. No U-turn, no parking, no right turn, no entry, a number of signs. If there's no sign that are erected upright, you will see yellow markings painted on curb walls. That constitute no parking, and you should not park in those areas. You park where white painting is drawn on those curb walls. Those are areas where parking is permitted. You have continuous white lines that are drawn on road surface. No motorist should drive to the right of a continuous white line. There are some other signs, especially like along Knutsford Boulevard, where the dual carriageway is, but there is any elevated median. You see something looking like a zebra crossing. Those crossing depicts a median, but a median that is not elevated. If you disobey a stop sign, it carries a fine of $4,000 or 6 demerit points. If you disobey the traffic light, the red light, that too carries $4,000 a fine or 6 demerit points. On the approach of a traffic light, for example, Halfway Tree Road, Chelsea Avenue, by JIS there is no filter light. You are to obey the light, and whenever you get green, you are to proceed. These lights are so configured that they allow for a pedestrian to cross. So when that red light is on, pedestrians are crossing. So that's why a filter light is not put in. When approaching a roundabout, you are to yield to the person to the right. Right? Always allow for that person to go first. Similar thing with a yield sign, a give way sign. You are to yield to the person and allow that person to proceed. If you happen to overtake, you are to do so if the way is clear, and once you complete that maneuver, you are to get back to the left lane and remain there. We have persons anticipating the light. You have those that are anticipating the green, and even before the green comes on, they are off. And you have others who are beating the amber in order to go by as well. And I should tell you this, red means you are to stop, amber means you are to prepare to stop, and green means you are to go if the way is clear.
And remember, always wear your seatbelt.
And that's where we leave you on today's program. Be sure to join us tomorrow around about the same time right here on this station. We maintain an active social media presence, so be sure to join us on all the major platforms. You may also drop us a line, Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm, or download our mobile app. On behalf of the entire news and production team here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.